ohmathgad.
Hello guys, welcome back to today's video in which we're going to be learning how to factor algebraic expressions. So without further ado, let's begin. Okay guys, so the first thing we're going to be seeing is the steps of factoring algebraic expressions. When factoring algebraic expressions, we're going to identify the greatest common factor, right? There are actually many ways in which you can solve or find the greatest common factor. You can actually make a list of the factors, you can actually just do it by inspection, or you can do a common division, which is the process that I am going to be using today. The option 1 is to divide each term by the greatest common factor, or express each term as the multiplication of the greatest common factor and then take it out. And I will be doing both options or ways to solve each problem today. So let's begin. So in the first case, we have 18m minus 6j plus 12, right? So the first step is finding the greatest common denominator. So the greatest common denominator, I'm going to find it not by simple inspection, which you can actually see that every single number here is divisible by 6, but I am going to use the common division. So I'm going to put the 3 coefficients and I'm going to try to divide them by the same numbers. So since they are all even numbers, I can divide them all by 2. So 18 divided by 2 is 9. 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 12 divided by 2 is 6. Okay, now I cannot divide them all by 2, but I can divide them all by 3. So 9 divided by 3 is 3, 3 divided by 3 is 1, 6 divided by 3 is 2. Now, there's not a single number which divides the 3 of them. So that means that the greatest common factor is going to be 2 times 3, which is 6, right? Which was the number that I mentioned in the beginning. So what we're going to do is that now we know that the greatest common factor is going to be 6. Okay, now there's two ways in which we can express the greatest common denominator. The first one is that we are going to, option 1 is that we're going to divide each term by the greatest common denominator. So we're gonna put 6, which is the greatest common denominator, and then divide each term by that greatest common denominator. Right? So we have 6, and we have 18m divided by 6, which is going to be 3m, minus 6j divided by 6, minus 6 divided by 6 is 1, so it's going to be minus 1j, and plus 12 divided by 6 is going to be plus 2. Okay, so remember guys, that whenever we have 1, we can actually write it down the same way, like this, right? Or you can leave the 1 if you are still getting used to it. Okay, so that is the first way in which we can do it. We can just divide each term by the greatest common denominator and just copy it. The second option is that since we know that the greatest common denominator is 6, we can express each term, 18m, 6j, and 12, as the multiplication of the greatest common denominator. So what two numbers multiplied by 6 give me 18m? So 6 multiplied by 3m minus 6 multiplied by 1j and plus 6 multiplied by 2. And I am just gonna take it out. So I'm just gonna take out the greatest common denominator. So 6, and then we have 3m, we have minus 1j, and I'm gonna get plus 2. So 6 multiplied by 3m minus 1j plus 2 is the way in which we can express the factor of the greatest common factor of this trinomial. Okay, so let's try doing a second problem. So in the second problem, we are going to see that we have 9n minus 90m plus 27, right? We're gonna do the same thing. So we have 9, 90, and 27. Their everyone is divisible by 3, so we divide by 3 and it's 9 divided by 3, 3, 90 divided by 3 is 30, 27 divided by 3 is 9, and we can still divide them by 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1, 30 divided by 3 is 10, 3 divided by 3 is 3. Now, there's no number that divides them, the 3 of them, so 3 multiplied by 3 is 9, okay? So 9 is going to be our greatest common denominator, right? So the first way is putting our greatest common factor, and then 9n divided by our greatest common factor minus 90m divided by our greatest common factor plus 27 divided by our greatest common factor, right, which is 9. And then we're gonna put 9n divided by 9 is n, minus 90 divided by 9 is 10m, and then plus 27 divided by 9 is 3. And that is the option 1 in which we can express them as factors. 9 multiplied by n minus 10m plus 3. Now let's try a second one. So we already know that our greatest common factor is 9. So the second option is expressing each term as a multiplication. So 9 multiplied by 1n is 9n, minus 9 multiplied by 10m is 90m, and plus 9 multiplied by 3 is 27. So again, we just take it out. So we take out the 9 and everything else stays. And that is the way in which we can express each of these two problems with their greatest common factor. And that is pretty much it for today, guys. So feel free to redo the problem, try practicing how to obtain the greatest common factor with the common division, and that's pretty much it for today. So see you guys in the next one. Bye!
Check out these other videos to improve your math skills, and make sure you click that subscribe button to make the community grow. Follow ohmathgad in its social media accounts, drop a like, a comment below, and see you on the next one. Bye!